Let's talk about modes. This is a major scale. If we play that same scale, but starting on a different note, we call that a mode of the major scale. There's a separate mode for each of our scales 7 degrees. Even though they are all made up of the same notes, each mode sounds unique and has its own character. This is due to the changing harmonic and melodic relationships within the scale and each new tonic or starting note. Understanding modes, recognizing their individual sounds, and knowing how and when to use each are powerful tools for improvisers, composers, and musicians of all backgrounds. In this video, we will discuss the modes of the major scale, including an introduction to all 7 modes and a system of organizing them that will give you a better understanding for the relative color of each mode. We will also discuss modal characteristic notes and their relevance in creating modal harmonies. For some reason, medieval music theorists gave the modes ancient Greek names. Most are major or minor, depending on the quality of the tonic chord in each mode. One is diminished. You might have seen our modes organized something like this, with each mode starting on a different degree of a single major scale. Let's listen to each of our C major modes. Consider the character of each. Are there some you like more than others? Why? 1. Ionian major. 2. Dorian minor. 3. Phrygian minor. 4. Lydian major. 5. Mixolydian major. 6. Aeolian minor. 7. Locrian diminished. Back to 1. Ionian major. This method of organization is a great introduction to modes and how they're each derived from our major scales, and illustrate the many harmonic usages of a major scale. But I think a different method can be more interesting in terms of the musical applications and implications of modes. Here, instead of listing all of our modes using one scale with different roots, we list all of our modes with different major scales, all starting on the same root. We arranged the order of our modes from most sharps to most flats. This system of mode organization does a few things for us. Firstly, it very clearly demonstrates what the characteristic notes are of each mode. Characteristic notes define the sound of a mode as it compares to its closest companions in quality. In the major modes, Lydian's sharp 4 differentiates it from Ionian with its natural 4, while Mixolydian is separated by its flat 7. In the minor modes, Dorian's natural 6 separates this mode from Aeolian with its characteristic flat 6, which is contrasted by Phrygian's flat 2. Locrian is defined by its flat 5, which makes it the most unstable mode since its tonic chord is diminished. Let's listen again to these modes, but now all beginning on C. Consider how the characteristic note of each mode is defining its melodic and harmonic quality. Also consider your own aesthetic response to each mode as we gradually move from sharps to flats. Lydian major. Ionian major. Mixolydian major. Dorian minor. Aeolian minor. Phrygian minor. Locrian diminished. This system allows us to visualize a hierarchy of color in our modes and how they relate to one another, or what we can call brightness and darkness. Generally, We associate modes with more sharps as being brighter, and modes with more flats as being darker. For composers and musicians, this can be an interesting concept for understanding harmonies, relative relationships between them, and the emotional impact that they bring. Now that we have a system for organizing our modes, how do we use modes to create harmonies? Traditional harmony is usually based around expected chord movements called cadences, with the 5-to-1 cadence being the most important. The 5-to-1 relationship is largely defined by the leading tone a half step below our tonic. Bass motions tend to move in fourths or fifths. In modal harmony, the 5-to-1 relationship is usually not present, since many modes lack a leading tone a half step below our tonic. Cadential chords are instead defined by the inclusion of each mode's characteristic tone to create tension and resolution. These are examples of cadential chords for each mode. Notice the difference in color and emotion that each new mode brings. Lydian, 2 major. Ionian, 4 major. Mixolydian, flat 7 major. Dorian, 4 major. Aeolian, 4 minor. Phrygian, flat 2 major. Locrian's tonic diminished chord makes it difficult to tonicize, but can be used for interesting results in what we call modal interchange. We'll leave modal interchange for another video, so if you're interested in seeing that, or any of my other videos about harmony and improvisation, please like and subscribe to my channel. Also, check out my website in the description for more resources or to contact me for private lessons. Thanks!